Hey, do we have any pictures to show this week?
I don't think so.
Okay. Do we have any videos?
Did you do one?
No.
Me either.
Okay. Do we have any comics to give away?
What's that?
Do we have any comics to give away?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Did we at least make a new intro for this week?
Thought that was your job.
Yeah. Let's just see what happens, I guess.
Good evening, and welcome to the Super Squad G Live Giveaway Show. This fantastical adventure stars Tyler Blunt and his canine assistant, Joseph Craven. Tonight, the chums are joined by famed Hollywood director James Cameron.
Just kidding. We're somewhat prepared for this episode.
No, that's a lie.
Hey, that is a figment of your imagination.
And that is the imagination of your dreams.
It's not a phrase people say.
And this is Super Squad D, where the D stands for
Daniel Tiger's
Tiger.
Neighborhood. That's right. Tonight's episode is going to be an hour straight of Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Beautiful day. Won't you be our neighbor?
Tonight's episode is sponsored by the magnanimous Toby. Thanks for being our sponsor tonight, buddy. You're just going to hang out right back here.
Is he supposed to go up here?
I mean, he's supposed
There's
to.
not enough room.
I don't really understand. This is what happens when you don't plan anything.
Oh, there it goes. All right, Toby's here. There he is.
Thanks, man. How's everybody doing tonight? It's a rough crowd in our in-house audience here.
Yeah, the in-house audience.
They are not feeling the jokes tonight.
The producer is giving us a scowl.
Once again, there's no producer.
Wanting us to move on.
And if this is your first time here, I'm so sorry that you joined on this episode.
This is the worst.
If this is your second time here,
it's not any better.
It's not really any better than what you saw last time. But if it's your third time here, remind everybody that we are on a 30-second chat delay, which means what we do is in your future. Oh. Think about that.
You don't even know. You don't even know what's next. We know. You don't.
Yeah. I don't know. I was gonna say something, but it came out really inappropriate.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Hello to everyone who's joined already. Toby, of course, is in the chat as well as in our hearts and right here on the wall. Oscar's here. We always love seeing Oscar. Mm-hmm. Kimmy Jacob is here. Don't know if I've ever seen Kimmy Jacob pop up in the chat, but
he's a regular.
Okay, cool.
Tonight we're gonna be talking about anime.
Yeah, we're gonna continue. If you joined us a couple weeks ago, and you jumped in when we talked about anime that we knew and loved from the 90s and
Dragon, Rock the Dragon Ball Z.
God, the rest of the hour is just going to be me charging up a comment.
Yeah, and that's going to be like 3 minutes of the Planet Namek saga.
Yeah, it's amazing. But we threw in a little bit of Naruto discussion because it was one that was important to us. That was the only one. But
PlanetNaruto.com.
But yeah,
we're going to the podcast.
Yeah, we invented podcasting.
Yeah, if you missed that last week, we did invent podcast.
Oh, hold up. We got a first-timer popping up.
First-timer, James. What's up, man?
I'm going to go ahead and assume that that's pronounced James Abear and that you are Cajun.
Okay. I can dig it.
See? Kimmy Jacobs
I can dig it.
I told you this.
Oh, you were right, dude. You were right. I'm sorry.
I know names.
I doubted you. I totally doubted you.
All right. Tonight, we are going to be giving away something very special. We're going to give away this Gamora pin, right?
If you like it, say you like it. And you can win the
first
pin.
person to say you like it.
First person to say you like it is going to be entered into a drawing that's going to be done on June 4th, 2021.
Huh.
Could be yours.
All right. Actually, we're going to be giving away a gift card tonight.
Yeah, for 1,000 pennies. A whole 1,000 pennies. But maybe you want a gift card. Maybe you like to shop. Maybe you like to use money on comics or anime. Or such things as Suncoast DVD, where our gift card is to.
You sound like you're trying to kill time.
I mean,
you sound like you're trying to... Like, we have an entire show to get to.
To kill time. Because time is the real killer of us all. And if you can't kill time, how can you ever live?
Oh, James Hebert, the Cajun, was the first one to say that he likes it. So you're entered into a fictional drawing Tyler made up in like 5 years. No, we're giving away a gift card. We're going to be giving that gift card away, something we've been doing the past few weeks that we kind of enjoy, the comment of the night.
Comment of the night!
So whoever we think has the best comment of the night.
Yeah, which is on a... Actually, I got to tell you guys, there's a very, very official metric that we go by on best comment. There's multiple categories. It's very scientific. There's 3 algorithms that run simultaneously, and then Joseph ignores it all, and he just picks one.
Yeah, basically the first name I see.
Yeah. So, good luck. Get your name out there. It's going to be Bananas. Bananas. So, yeah, tonight we got a lot to talk about. First of which, I'd like to do a plug.
Oh, okay.
Injustice 2. Mm-hmm. If you're not playing it, go buy it. It's amazing. It's the best fighting game I've ever played behind Marvel vs. Capcom, and it's quickly approaching that bar.
All right.
And if you got a chance, go check out the channel by Shinky Dink. He's got a great YouTube channel.
Can you spell that?
I can, but I'm not going to. Because it's a great name and a great channel.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so that's it. That was my shout out.
Cool. I appreciate you shouting that out. Yeah, we've been playing some solid Injustice.
Yeah.
I've basically been living at Tyler's house this week.
It's true. My wife's out of town, and now Joseph's here.
Been staying in the guest room. In the guest room.
In the guest room. We also been playing a lot of Mario RPG.
Yes, and we've been playing a lot of Mario RPG, which is phenomenal. What a classic.
Yeah, turns out. Pretty good.
So the last episode, we talked about the anime that we loved growing up, and a lot of you submitted a few things... so a few titles that you knew and loved at all. And some of them were kind of late submissions. For example, Rurouni Kenshin was kind of only mentioned.
A great show.
Yeah, and it was really only mentioned at kind of the end of the episode, so we didn't really get to spend much time talking about Rurouni Kenshin. As well, my friend Alex, who watched the show the day after. Well, actually, he watched it like 2 days after because we had a ton of copyright infringement.
Yeah, it turns out that episode was hard as crap to find.
So, if you use YouTube and you upload videos to YouTube, you're probably familiar with the fact that if you upload copyrighted material, it'll send you a notification. It's like, hey, heads up, this material's copyrighted.
We're going to put an ad on your video, it's fine.
You're going to put an ad, you can't make any money off the video, no big deal. Ours was so heavily copyrighted that it was completely banned worldwide.
Which one of my friends actually thinks that it's because of Sailor Moon. Which is hysterical because you showed it like 10 times.
I just kept
playing the one thing that we couldn't play. Oh, God.
I'm kidding.
Oh, I'm kidding. Thank goodness. That's a horrible joke. Adorable joke.
Thank you. So we really uploaded the episode.
It was good.
We really updated it. re-uploaded. We re-uploaded the episode.
Toby is ashamed of you right now. I'm sorry, Toby.
We did it again a few days later with less copyright infringement. So if you want to go back and watch that one, it quickly devolved into chaos, which is what this episode's starting with.
Yeah, that's true.
So, whoops. But we had a lot to talk about in there and some of our favorites. But one of them, when my friend Alex watched the rerun of our episode, it went into syndication. He pointed out that we never even gave any love to one of his favorites, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho was fantastic. Any Yu Yu Hakusho fans? Spirit Bang.
Comment now.
Like just the word now.
Now. Just comment now. Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho was one that totally forgot to bring up entirely, but it was one that I watched.
It was really good. Yeah. Kuwabara was the best.
It was kind of a shorter running show in only a few years, like 2 years, 3 years, something like that.
They never showed the end on Toonami, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I actually had to download the episodes to watch the end, which was really difficult at the time that the show aired. But I believe they had 96 episodes total or something in there. Maybe they broke 100. So there was a decent amount of episodes.
Yeah, IMDb here seems to be saying it was 3 years.
Okay, 3 years.
So there we go, 3 years. So not quite as, extended as some of the other animes that
Zach Adams is here.
Good, Zach Adams is here.
That means he's going to win something tonight.
It's just a fact. It's just a fact. But anyway, so Yu Yu Hakusho deserves some love. We didn't give it any love.
Another one we didn't give love, Escaflowne.
Yeah.
Anybody watch Escaflowne? Fantastic soundtrack. I don't actually remember that much. I have the series on DVD.
Oh, do you really?
But I don't remember that much about the series. But I just remember the soundtrack being phenomenal.
Do you want to watch it this summer?
I mean, we could watch it tonight, but sure,
Okay.
this summer. Yeah. Which is a great plug for our summer series.
Why don't you tell them what we're doing this summer?
This
Quick
summer, we are doing the Summer of Movies. We're going to rewatch a lot of these old movies that are classics, starting in the superhero genre, but branching out.
Yeah.
And we're going to be specifically picking apart movies that have been remade in recent years.
Yeah,
like
we'll start
Batman,
there.
Superman,
We're not going to
Spider-Man,
stick there.
and then we're going to expand out. Yeah. But our goal is to see if some of these movies that we remember as being either really good or really bad,
or commonly considered to be. There's some of them that
we haven't even
seen.
Right, some of them we haven't seen that are commonly considered right to be really good or really bad, and see if it still holds up. Because I've got a couple theories, or a theory that some of the movies that we think were good actually aren't as good as we remember.
Yeah.
Like The Dark Knight Returns.
We hold on to it. That was not an old movie, though.
The Dark Knight?
Returns?
No, not Return. The Dark Knight with Christian Bale, Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
I don't think that's as good as we remember it to be.
Wow. He is very wrong.
And obviously, there's no point even talking about how good Elektra is. We all know that movie's fantastic.
God. So anyway, if you have any movies that you want us to go over and review, some of the ones that have been suggested that we definitely have on our short list, we just mentioned old Batman.
Old Batman.
So we're talking about, Batman Returns.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember.
Batman Forever.
Batman Forever, for sure.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember the year that Batman came out.
1989. Go
Thank
on.
you. We're going to go through, he mentioned the original Spider-Man, but we're also going to go back and watch. We never really grew up on Star Trek.
Nope.
So we're going to go back and watch a lot of the old Star Trek movies. Yeah, the classic Star Trek movies.
Are they good? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. We'll find out. We'll let you know.
Dacia says, like, Freaky Friday.
Dude.
So we should rewatch Freaky Friday.
That movie is still good. We all know that movie holds up.
Yep.
Lindsay Lohan, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, or the original. So we're not going to confine it to just movies that have been remade, but one of the great suggestions that Omar had was Seven Samurai, which is a movie that I've always wanted to see.
Same here, I've never seen it. That's a great idea.
And of course, The Magnificent Seven that come after that.
Yeah.
So, Carlos is here. Hey, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos. What's up, man?
Hey, Carlos.
Glad you're here.
And we do want to point out now that Toby had not seen Trigun before the last episode that we did, and he started to watch it.
Awesome.
Proud of you, Toby.
We are very proud of you, man.
Love it. Classics. So you're going to watch Batman vs. Superman. Thank you.
So classic. I saw it once, and that feels like enough for a lifetime.
I have not seen the director's cut, though.
That's true. We talked about watching that, because people said it was better.
Right. All right, we do need to jump back to anime, since that was the point of the episode. Here
we go.
I want to give a quick shout-out to two animes. Well, one of them's not really an anime, but it is, but it was an anime that was made based on a video game.
Street Fighter?
About collecting monsters and battling monsters and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
So it's not Pokemon, it's Monster Rancher. Do you guys remember Monster Rancher? Do you?
Vaguely. Did it air around the time Digimon?
It was around then. See, Monster Rancher the game, if anyone wants to throw in, here and back me up on this, Monster Rancher the game was a very innovative PlayStation 1 game.
Okay.
Which involved you trying to collect all these monsters. And basically the way you did it was you took other CDs and discs that you had, and there was a point in the game in which you could open up the PlayStation lid, pull out the Monster Rancher disc, put down another disc, and close it, and it would read this other disc, and based on whatever type of content it was, it would generate this monster that would go into your collection.
That's incredible.
Very, very unique, very bizarre, and it actually had an anime that was developed in the mid-late 90s.
Interesting.
I don't know if anyone watched it. I didn't, but I remember playing that game, and
fantastic.
A lot of people just bringing up Street Fighter.
Yeah, because it's really good. A Fistful of Dollars is a recommendation, as well as Geo says Satoshi Kon, which I've never seen any of those movies, so maybe we'll add those to the list.
Done.
Give that a watch. It will happen.
A lot of people suggested Flash Gordon, so I think we need to watch Flash Gordon, but I also suggest that we watch Buckaroo Banzai.
No one's watching Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh, we're watching Buckaroo Banzai. If you've seen it, comment, and I'll give you a gold star. All right, and then one more thing one more show I wanted to mention from the past. If anyone knows what show this is, we may be copyright infringing here, but I don't think anyone's going to care enough about this show.
Say the word?
I'm going to show the intro.
Oh.
Here's the intro to this show.
Okay.
If anyone remembers this show, let us know.
Will somebody please cue that voice?
Samurai pizza cat.
Oh yeah!
Who do you call when you want some pepperoni?
Samurai pizza cat.
Right on!
They're stamping out crime, and you know that ain't baloney. They're Speedy Cerviche, he's the leader of the bunch.
That's right.
A heck of a fighter, makes a heck of a lunch. And little Polyester, who's never afraid of going into battle when the bad guys invade. Here's Guido Anchovy, a wild romantic rover. This cat gets down with a love hangover.
Here comes the pizza cat.
They're so bad, they've got more fur than any turtle ever had.
Stronger than old cheese.
Stronger than old cheese.
Stronger than dirt.
Stronger than dirt.
You step on their tail.
Out of my tail.
And you're gonna get hurt.
Don't hurt me.
Samurai pizza cat.
They're fighting crime all over town.
3, 2, 1. Pizza cats are on the run.
The big cheese is the villain who's lower than low. It's a rotten shame he lives in little Tokyo. We've got a nasty bad bird and some nasty ninja crows. As soon as someone finds a script, we might begin the show. Sit right back, pick up your feet, and turn the sound up high. And if you want the full effects, go eat a piece of pie.
That was fantastic. So we were talking.
Tyler was completely
I
unfamiliar
had
with
never
Samurai
seen
Pizza
that,
Cats.
like literally until just now, and it's so good.
Look at how many people are loving on Samurai Pizza Cats. It was a cult classic.
Seriously, don't remember.
1991.
That. Okay.
Yeah. I think they made maybe about 50 episodes, made it over
awesome.
to the U.S.
That's awesome. Speaking of old shows that are intros, and I know this is not an anime,
Oh, God.
but I just remembered this show, and we watched the intro and just died laughing. And as a sidebar, we're going to do an all-intro episode, which will most certainly be banned for copyright issues.
They might shut us down in the middle of the show.
You got to watch it live, but we're going to have an entire episode where we're just going to show and talk about great intros. But...
Hey, Carlos. Carlos is here. Hey,
What's up,
Carlos.
Carlos?
How are you, Carlos?
But this show, again, not an anime, and I'm sorry to sidetrack, but Joseph and I were discussing yesterday about a show called Masked Rider. And when I was a kid, and I've told this story before, a friend of mine and I were so excited, we were about 7, that Masked Rider and Power Rangers were doing a crossover episode. Masked Rider was known as Kamen Rider in Japan, and I think it lasted 2 seasons in America. But they're doing a crossover episode that we stayed up all night to watch it, instead of just like setting an alarm like normal people. And that was my first introduction to Sailor Moon at 6 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
But, all that to say, Masked Rider reminded me of this beauty, and this intro is just hilarious and just makes me appreciate the beauty that was 90s children
My
shows.
goodness.
It's so good.
It's amazing that we turned out anywhere close to being functional adults.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
saying
true.
that we are. I'm just saying it's a miracle.
Can you hit that intro?
Here we go.
First person to see it gets...
3 typical average kids inside a haunted mansion. Just by chance, Frida goes to meet them Beetleborgs. Big bad Beetleborgs. Big bad Beetleborgs. Hey, look now, they're superheroes armed with superpowers. Taken from a comic strip, and now they're Beetleborgs. Big bad Beetleborgs. Big bad Beetleborgs.
Beetleborgs. Does anyone remember that show? We saw the intro and it was just hilarious. We had to show it on a live stream and talk about it. I like the Frankenstein who just goes Beetleborgs.
And the Dracula Beetleborgs.
So good. Big bad Beetleborgs. Like VR Troopers somebody mentions.
Yes.
Wow.
VR
I
Troopers.
totally. So there was clearly an era where like people were trying to capitalize on Power Rangers. So it was like VR Troopers, Beetleborgs, Masked Rider. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So now I'm pitching for a Beetleborgs movie, like a reboot, like the new Power Rangers.
It just makes sense. James Dunn, frequent visitor here on the channel, James pointed out in the Samurai Pizza Cats thing, he said, is the singer doing a B-52 impression? It's funny you mentioned it. The singer of the Samurai Pizza Cats theme song was, he was a comedian who was doing an impression of the old actor and comedian Paul Lynde, or Lindy, I forget how you pronounce it, but if you look him up, Lynde, you know who it is because he was...
yeah, he's super famous.
Yeah, he was just the classic bit character, showed up in Bewitched and stuff like that, and was just this over-the-top...
he was Samantha's uncle,
Samantha's
right?
uncle, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was known for just kind of being kind of over-the-top, flamboyant, whatever. Anyway, so this comedian was trying to do an impression of him, but apparently before recording the intro song to Samurai Pizza Cats, he got pretty drunk. And we decided to record his part here on the show while fairly intoxicated.
It worked pretty well.
So there's parts in the theme song, in which he stutters or says the word twice for no reason.
Well, the
by
reason
accident.
is he's drunk.
Yeah, well, so he has a reason.
It's just not a great one.
Yeah. So
That's
there you go.
hilarious.
So it was
dude.
not supposed to be a B-52's impression, but it was a drunk Paul Lynde impression.
Oh,
There you
that is super interesting.
There you go. Man. So there's just some of the long forgotten shows from the 90s that should have stayed.
Long forgotten. Long forgotten.
Our mistake.
Anyway, moving on now to modern anime.
Mm-hmm.
Or as some people pronounce it, anime.
I don't think either of those are wrong.
Thanks. Feels good to be right.
Yeah, and by modern we mean, the 2000s.
Yeah, like the last decade or two, I guess.
Yeah, almost. What's happening to us?
Why are we so old? God, why? Time. The enemy of us all.
I think one of the biggest names in anime or anime that has come about in the 2000s was Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, what an explosive entry onto the scene. What was that, around 2005, 2006?
I want to say it was about 2002. I think it was very early.
Was it that early?
I can double check that. I will fact check that.
Get the fact checkers
I'll
on this.
fact check
Fact checkers, get on it. The audience is laughing hysterically. You can't hear because of the way the sound is. There's a soundproof booth, but beyond the soundproof booth, there's an audience.
The producer actually just told me it was 03 and 04.
There's no producer. So, Full Metal Alchemist, I remember the animation was fantastic.
Unbelievable.
I mean, it really was.
Unbelievable.
And I never read the manga until... I'm trying to think. I must have started the manga at some point in the anime because my first exposure to it was the anime. And I'd be interested to know what people thought of that first series who read the manga. And of course, the story was really, really fantastic and engaging. The fights were really cool. The animation, again, was just out of this world. And I remember the episode, and I can't remember the characters' names off the top of my head, but where it was the dad who was a geneticist and was splicing, he spliced his daughter with a dog. Do you remember that? It was
his dogter, I believe, is the proper term for that.
It was so terrible and tragic. And that was the first episode that I was like, wow, this show got real.
It was really heavy.
It was so heavy.
A lot of the anime that we dealt with, like, for example, Trigun is one of my absolute favorites. I think it's just a great story.
Yeah.
And, of course, it starts super lighthearted, and it's just absolutely, ridiculous. And
even some of them, like Cowboy Bebop, that are more serious. Like, I don't know, it just never reached that level of... mature themes that Full Metal Alchemist.
And I remember what I loved about Trigun was the fact that it started really light and then it grew into some really heavy stuff. And you had some really terrifying villains that Vash went up against, stuff like that. But none of it really matched the the psychological side of Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, it was good. Now, the interesting thing about Full Metal Alchemist is that the ending was just terrible. I hated the ending. Like, the last 2 episodes literally ruined the first 48 episodes or 49 episodes. I just absolutely hated it. And I think a lot of fans disliked the way it ended. And it turns out that it did not follow the manga. That they diverged pretty significantly to the point where they released a series in the 2010s
2009.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
2009.
Golly, I'm just like a little too late.
I think that's right.
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which supposedly fixed all that stuff, and I'm embarrassed to say I haven't watched it yet. It's been on my list, kind of. Like, I'm not super interested in seeing it right now, but I do want to see it at some point. So I'm curious if there's anybody who saw Brotherhood and Full Metal Alchemist.
And can
what
let
you
us
thought
borrow
about
it.
And can, and can send that to 555 Pennsylvania Avenue.
I don't know what laugh that was I just did.
I thought that was a laugh track.
My bad. Newcomer James Abear, I'm going to stick with that
I
pronunciation.
liked it.
Has mentioned Fully Cooley.
Yeah,
That was-
FLCL was
yeah, FLCL, baby.
so weird. 6 episodes of weirdness and amazingness. It was seriously so good. That's a series I would like to rewatch. I really would. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, great recommendation there. A few more comments that we're looking at. Yeah, Toby was bringing out. You were bringing out all the feels for Toby.
Yeah.
On the bringing up the dog episode. It was very sad. Sarah Chastain has jumped in and mentioned that she watched it before she
Alright.
read it.
Okay.
And that it was super good. And
Yeah.
Zach Adams has pointed out that you're drinking water instead of Dr. Pepper. That's
So
actually straight vodka.
it's not.
That is
It's clear Dr. Pepper.
Corn vodka.
It's clear Dr. Pepper. So here's what happened. I drank 6 Dr. Peppers today, and I just felt like my body needed some water. And there's going to be a long night of injustice ahead of us in Mario RPG. So
No, there's going to be a long night of me taking you to the hospital.
take a
after
breather.
this.
My wife's out of the country. I can do what I want. I'm the boss.
I have to take care of him. That's actually why I'm here. I'm babysitting Tyler this
I mean,
week.
I wouldn't say it in those exact words. Yes, you're being paid by my wife to look after me, but I wouldn't call it babysitting.
He is not potty trained.
I mean, I do get a treat every time I go.
Real quick, let's have another side note
Sidebar.
to mention something. This is probably as good a time as any, as we're about halfway through this episode, to
Yeah.
mention a lot of you are. I mean, you're all a great audience, and it's good seeing some new names in there. It's
Yep.
good seeing someone like Sarah Chastain. I think she
Yep.
tuned in for the first time last
Yep.
episode and is back for this one.
Yep, the bar is getting even lower than this episode.
I'm so sorry.
Next week, we'll be very prepared. And by next week, I mean...
Tomorrow night. That's
Yes.
right. To make up for the fact that last week we did not have a live
There
stream.
was no live stream.
We decided, you know what? We've got the free time this week.
Yep.
His wife's out of the country. My fiance's out of the country. Did
Yep.
they plan this? Do they plan this?
Are they out of the country together?
Are they just hanging out together?
I mean, they probably are. They really didn't have to go out of the country
Are
to
they,
do that.
I don't even know if they're out of the country. Do we have proof that they're out of the
I
country?
mean, I don't. I just know they're not here.
Anyway.
Like, in this room.
We are going to
Yep.
do multiple live streams this week.
Let me tell you, it's going to be a barrel of laughs.
I don't know. We don't want to make that sort of
90
promise.
a minute.
Don't want to make that sort of promise. But we are going to jump in and have another live stream tomorrow night.
Yep.
This live stream is going to be a more casual live stream.
Yep. It might.
We're going to call it the Join Us for Dinner live stream.
Where you can literally join us for dinner.
Yeah, we're just going to sit around eating dinner.
You can just watch us.
And I mean, talking about stuff. But we
Yeah.
need topics for tomorrow. So throw down some topics here in the live chat or in the comments of the video after the live chat is closed, after the video is uploaded. If the video isn't copyrighted.
It will be.
I don't know how strict Fox is on protecting big bad Beetleborgs.
Yep. G Rider's here. That's big
Yeah.
music grinder.
You got it right this time.
Did
not,
it.
not grinding.
Daisha says she is really getting whooped up by Scarecrow right now. He's using that twirly thing and he's hitting you with his crazy, or he's grabbing you by splitting himself in two. Remember, block high.
Jeremiah has jumped in and said that you should just water down some Dr. Pepper and you'll be all right.
Yeah, that's a good call. I'm gonna go get some more when we go to break. Is that anytime soon? Or?
No, we don't have anything else on this episode.
Why are we so unprepared tonight?
Yeah, My Hero Academia was mentioned a lot last week as
Yeah,
well.
and I've never seen it.
Yeah, and we haven't. So, all right, some other ones that some more modern ones. Well, we need to point out that Mobile Suit Gundam 00, which
Great
was
series.
the number I wore in high school in my basketball team.
Which was the number of...
Mm-hmm. points that I averaged. Yeah, I was terrible.
I didn't want to say it.
Absolutely terrible.
I started to feel bad about it, but it's true. We played on the same team.
No, you didn't.
Briefly.
In like 6th grade.
Dude, that was 7th grade.
I was in 6th.
For me. No, that can't be right.
That
There's
can't be
separate
right.
schools.
All I remember from that season is that you had broken your tailbone. You had cracked your tailbone and had to sit on a donut on the bench.
I bruised it.
Mobile Suit Gundam 0. It's the 11th Gundam series. They have made 11
But it was a fantastic series. Seriously, a fantastic series. What was interesting about the series is they had a season 1 and 2, and they took a really cool time jump, and they all got new mobile suits. If you haven't watched 00, seriously, it's in probably my top 3 favorite Gundam series.
That's nice. Where does that...
I would say Wing.
Maybe not even in order, just what are the 3?
Oh, Wing, 00. Man, I don't know. It's tough because there's some of the older ones like 8th Infantry Mobile Suit 8th was really good. It was a mini series, but controversially, I kind of liked Gundam Seed.
Okay,
that's not a very popular opinion, but
interesting.
Seed would probably be my 3rd favorite.
Carlos, our good friend, we're going to look at a few comments real quick because Toby says that our dinner episode is going to be sipping Dr. P from wine glasses and eating Cheetos with a knife and fork.
Yeah.
How did you know?
That's
right.
No idea.
Because you're right here with us.
What? Friggin' mind friggin' blown.
Zach wants to talk about One Piece.
Oh, I could talk about One Piece all
We're definitely
day.
over that, and we will get on that. Carlos has said nobody liked Voltron. Well, the issue here with Voltron is that Voltron's wonderful, but we didn't really grow up with Voltron. Mm-hmm. Because we were more kids of the 90s.
Yeah.
And Voltron started up in 84.
I have watched some of the Netflix series, the new reboot, which is pretty good, if you haven't seen it.
So if you're talking about the new one, then yeah, Carlos, absolutely. If you're talking about the old one, it was just a little...
Barely before.
I couldn't really appreciate it.
Daisha has some great ideas for topics for tomorrow night's dinner. You live in the area, just come on.
Yeah.
We're going to eat around 8:30.
Yeah, just
seriously. I'm dead serious right now.
Really? 8:30?
I gotta put my kid to bed. Unless she's going to have a lot to say about it.
We normally start at 8. I feel like you could just start it at 8.
Okay, at 8 o'clock. So, seriously, open invitation. Come on over.
Yeah.
We could use a 3rd guest tomorrow night.
Sure.
Pizza's on us.
Okay. Oh, it's going to be pizza. I didn't know.
Yeah, anyway. That's it. What other animes we got to talk about?
Top 3 reasons for male pattern baldness. You didn't mention that.
Wearing red hats.
That's basically it.
I mean,
that's the only reason.
One. 8th MS team. Beto chimes
Yeah.
in. That's
There
what
it
it
is.
was. Golly. Have y'all been drinking? Man, you're not my dad. You can't tell me what to do.
Like we said, straight vodka in these. Let's see. Chad Bro Chill 00. I'm
Hunter
sorry
by
for trying
Hunter.
to. Yeah.
Hunter by Hunter. That's a segue to Hunter by Hunter.
Yeah. Exactly. That was actually one that I meant to bring up in the earlier. One of the ones
Hunter
that my friend
Cross Hunter? Hunter X Hunter?
that my friend Alex mentioned as well. Not one I watched though, so that's why I don't really have anything to say about it.
Tenchi Muyo. Did we talk about that last week?
We didn't talk about Tenchi
Muyo was actually pretty fantastic.
Hunter x
anime.
Hunter. It's from the same guy that created Yu Yu Hakusho. So.
Oh, really? Cool. I did not know that. Hey, Dan. What's up, man?
Oh, what's up, Dan? And what's up, Carlos? Hey, Carlos.
Carlos, how's it going? GTO, the only anime I've ever seen about car racing. Pretty good, though.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it. Berserk, I'm embarrassed I've never watched Berserk nor read Berserk, which I know is very popular.
No, what were you about to say?
Tenchi Muyo.
About Tenchi Muyo.
So good, and they actually had multiple Tenchi Muyo series,
Yeah.
they were all slightly different retellings of a very similar story, but really cool, and he had a freaking lightsaber.
Right.
Like, he had me at the
you
lightsaber.
can't go wrong with that.
And all the girls that were vying for his affection, which is a popular theme. Mahou Sensei Negima, which was another anime that was pretty good, about a boy who becomes a magic teacher at a high school. That was a 2000s ish anime. That was pretty good.
There are 3 more in particular that we definitely wanted to mention.
Yes, and Zach Adams just brought up a 4th that I have to talk about.
Actually, that was one of the... Oh, okay. Cool. But there were 3 that we're definitely going to mention, but you wanted to mention One Piece.
Because One Piece
Zach
is...
Adams brought that up. Zach Adams is bringing up everything. Zach Adams is running the show tonight. The producer has been fired.
Yeah,
Get
there's
out.
no producer.
Get out.
Zach, Zach should just come tomorrow and do tomorrow night show.
Yeah, just come hang out.
Zach, you and Daisha, come on over. Do the show. So, One Piece...
We give up.
One Piece is fantastic. Like, if you guys aren't watching One Piece, I know that there's like 700 episodes and it's super intimidating. I picked it up at least, more than a decade ago, 2006, and there was maybe 250-ish episodes out. And I was the first person...
2006, more than a decade ago.
And I was the first person in my friend group to pick it up. And it was all because it was a really great anime music video that I saw that I was like, this is really cool looking. And I picked it up and I fell in love with the series. And every person I convinced to watch it, this is what I told them, and this is what I'll tell you guys. Start watching it, and if you ever get to a point where you don't enjoy it, just stop. Don't force yourself to watch it. Just stop. And everybody I know who started it has now passed me in episodes because I'm about a story arc or 2 behind.
Wow.
But it's so good. And every time that there's any type of earthquake or disaster in Japan, I say a little prayer for the creator. Because if he dies, so does like 15 years worth of story that is not finished.
Yikes.
It's like the Wheel of Time all over again. Ugh. Anyway, that's all I got to say about
the
One
book
Piece.
series? The
Yeah.
Wheel of Time?
So the Wheel of Time is a 13-book series, and the author got terminal cancer and died at book 12.
Yeah. I know. They finished it.
I know, he scripted it out and everything, but I'm scared that that's going to happen in One
Did you know
Piece.
that Robert Jordan was a pen name? And that he also wrote Western books under a different pen name?
I did not know that. Wow. Have you read Wheel of Time?
Yeah, bro.
Have you really?
Bro.
Bruh?
Bruh.
Bruh!
Wheel of Time, bros?
Bro!
Bro! Alright. We're going to talk a little bit now. The 3 that we wanted to mention, I'm going to talk about one of them that Zach Adams brought up. Actually, he's brought up 2 out of the 3.
He really has.
Look, Zach Adams. Wow.
Yeah.
But I'm going to bring up Death Note. Death Note, of course, getting a lot of headlines right now.
Some controversial.
Some controversial because the fact that it's going to become a live action series, and they're putting it in Seattle, if I'm correct. And the lead character is now a white kid,
Caucasian.
and so pretty controversial and that sort of thing. Which I don't know. I don't know if I'm all that worked up about it because it is supposed to be a retelling of the story in a different city and all that sort of thing.
For me, I thought it was just going to be a different... Like, when I first saw the first teaser, I was like, oh, it's a different story. And that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I thought it was just going to be a completely different story.
Yeah, it might be.
It's not. I mean, I did find out today that it's not. And so, I don't know. Does that upset you guys that they recast the races? I know that's a really controversial issue, especially after Ghost in the Shell.
Right.
It kind of bothers me.
Yeah.
I wish that they had stuck true to their actual races.
And I mean, even if you're setting it in a different place, you're setting it in Seattle.
Right.
It's a place,
and that's kind of what I felt like.
It's the West Coast.
Like,
there's a very large, Asian American population along the West Coast. It's not going to be hard. You don't have to make him a white dude just because it's in Seattle and Seattle's full of white dudes.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. I'd love to know you guys'
white
thoughts.
dudes most of the time.
Yeah, well,
Seattle.
Seattle's a sad place.
Love that city though.
So I'd like to know your guys' thoughts. How do you feel about the recasting of the races and that? I'm kind of skeptical of the whole thing, honestly. Like, maybe it'll be good, but I'm just not overly excited about it. So maybe I'm just too... I'm not super worked up over it. I wish that they had cast differently, but maybe I'm just so, like, removed from caring about it. I don't know.
A few people are pointing out that is it going to be a series or a movie is the question with Death Note, because there was actually a live action series.
And I have seen one of the live action movies. It was pretty good. But it is going to be a movie, right?
Yes.
I said series, I think.
Yeah. And wow. M. Scott has actually said that he owns the already made live action Death Note. So
yeah, there you go.
Anyway,
yeah, William Dafoe by far the best part of that trailer.
Absolutely.
He looks
Yeah.
fantastic as Ryoma.
Yeah.
So good.
Absolutely.
But Death Note, the anime, was a really intriguing
The
concept.
concept's brilliant.
Because you think about it and
Very
you're like,
original.
well, there's no one's powering up. There's not much comedy. Like, how could this be compelling? But wow, super compelling. And just the idea, like, what would you guys use a Death Note? Would you guys use, like, I want to know in the comments, if you found a Death Note and you knew what would happen if you used it, would you use it?
Zach Adams, it's very interesting. Zach Adams says that he prefers sticking as close to the source as possible, which I totally understand. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, Attack on Louise says that, yes, we'll get to that in a second. When other countries readapt American movies, they use their prominent nationalities.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, makes a lot of sense.
I
think that's the point of this, is that it is, an American retelling, so they're just using American.
Yeah.
And that's why it doesn't necessarily bother me much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm kind of like, it's Seattle. Like, you could have done something different with it. But anyway.
I am laughing hysterically
Yep.
at the fact that there's never a white live action Goku comment. Man.
Toby just went ahead and said it didn't happen, and that's what we're sticking with.
Yeah, I've never seen Dragon Ball Evolution.
Carlos wants your hat.
No. What?
Carlos
What?
wants your hat. Carlos, here you go.
All right, it's fine.
No, okay.
Our studio audience is going nuts right now.
They are losing their minds. The producers just lost all control.
There's no producer.
It's chaos.
Chaos in
reigns.
the house.
These comments are really great, and it's hard to keep up with all of them. So we're gonna skip a lot of them. But
yeah.
Toby does point out that Wheel of Time is being picked up for a TV show.
I'm very excited about that. Though I feel like it would make a better animated series, because I feel like
probably so.
But I mean,
Game of Thrones is so successful.
Also, there's going to be like 1,000 miles of walking.
Yes,
there's going to be a lot of walking if they don't cut that out.
Tyler, one of the other two that are left on our list that we wanted to talk about was
boom,
One Punch Man. I was going to say Attack on Titan,
well,
but you're going to go with
Attack on Titan.
All right, fair enough then. All right,
you talk for a second. I gotta get something.
Unbelievable. I don't know why this has become his new thing, but this is just what I have to live with. This is what I have to live with. Okay, so One Punch Man. Actually, the guy that
is this him?
No, it's not it. That's Iron Fist. Keep that up here because we got. What is he doing? So One Punch Man is, of course, immensely popular right now. So you've probably already read the manga, watched the anime. You're probably much more experts than we are about it. But I love One Punch Man because it's just such a brilliantly done satire, basically, of superheroes, but also of superpowered anime fighters.
Well, that was a total waste. I couldn't find my action figure.
He doesn't mean getting up and walking around. He means the last 45 minutes have been a total waste.
No, it's been the best 45 minutes of my day.
But no, I love One Punch Man. You actually introduced me to One Punch Man originally.
Yeah, One Pan Man.
One Pan Man. You introduced me to One Pan Man. And then another friend of mine, Zach Stafford, gave me one of the mangas to read. Before the show was readily available on Netflix, he gave me one of the mangas to read, and absolutely loved it.
So good. I love One Punch Man. First of all, Saitama could beat literally anybody.
Anyway,
he can do it. And
no doubt.
Saitama, even versus Goku, one punch. But I love that it started off as a webcomic.
Yep.
And it just these guys freaking made it. It's just so good. I just love everything about the story behind it. And David Cobb, what's up, man?
David Cobb's here. We have Dylan jumping in.
Oh, yeah.
Who I think might be a newcomer as well. Dylan, good to have you. You guys should all check out Your Name. And thanks for directing me towards new anime. You're welcome for directing a new anime. And I'm going to go
Your Name, I will check that out.
And the ever-cruel Beto Rios has suggested that we watch Dragon Ball Evolution.
Do you hate us? Do you really
Without a doubt.
Hate us?
Without a doubt.
Dude, when are you going to get Injustice 2? That's all I'm saying.
Seriously?
We need to play.
I don't have it either, so I'm just messing with you. But yeah, okay, let's round it out with Attack on Titan then.
Okay.
Because Attack on Titan, I think, is one of the biggest recent animes.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I think it's one of the biggest.
Tell me why I should watch Attack on Titan. Like, give me a reason to watch it.
I want Zach Adams to
Okay.
say.
Fair enough.
Well, it's one of those that's I think if you're talking about Death Note as a unique concept, I think that's one of the things that makes Attack on Titan a unique concept as well, is that it is, kind of a different take on almost I guess I want to say post-apocalyptic in a sort of way, because it's this world in which Titans are just going around and just eating everybody. And I mean, it's like different than zombies, at least, and that's good, because
that's true.
Zombies are really overdone.
Played out.
If any of you like The Walking Dead, leave the chat. No, sorry, that was too much.
That was so much.
Anyway, so but it's incredibly popular. But I know, and I haven't seen all of it, and I know that a lot of people say that it really took a dive.
Really?
After like the first season.
Well, the only thing I know about it is I have a friend who doesn't like or watch any anime, and just stumbled across it on Netflix and watched the whole thing. And
all
loved
about it?
Yeah. So
there you go.
I don't know. Let me know in the comments why I should watch it.
Well, you can read. Toby said this earlier, and he's going to go ahead and repost it. This is his reason. It's a show about naked giants who look like they have their elbows glued to their hips and have serious munchies.
I am incredibly
You can't get any better than that.
That is a good description. Okay.
Yeah. Big old people eaters. Yeah, that's the main thing there. Big old people eaters. That seems to be. It's a new concept. It's a different take on a very common, like, we have this massive problem that no one seems to be able to solve, and it's destroying the earth sort of thing. It's a different take on it.
Okay. I like that Zach Adams gives the recipe for the ultimate training regime.
Every day I do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, run for 10 kilometers.
Even when I don't feel like it. Even when I'm tired. And then Oscar brings up Evangelion, or Jellion, depending on your vernacular.
Which we actually brought up in the last episode, very briefly.
Yeah, it was a good
We kind of
anime.
ran out of time for that one. Yeah, it was.
It also had a really interesting concept.
Yes.
And it was completely ripped off by Pacific Rim. There you go.
Which I'm a big fan of. I really love Pacific
Never saw
Rim.
it.
I really love it. Everyone tell Tyler why he should watch Pacific Rim.
Evangelion.
Evangelion, Pacific Rim. So a few things. Well, obviously we've already mentioned the summer of movies. We're going to have a brief caveat.
Yep.
Before we jump back into some suggestions, some comments that people have made here in the live chat. We mentioned the summer of movies. Again, tell us if there's any movies that you want us to go back over.
Yep.
Now, the criteria here was that we're going back on older movies that were popular, that were big money makers, that were critically acclaimed, that people look back on now and are like, oh yes, I loved
X-Men 3. So good. Spider-Man 3.
My heart actually stopped when you said that. It actually stopped for a second.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
All right. But if people say, yeah, I loved the Michael Keaton Batman, we're going to go back and say, okay, well, let's look back on it now.
How good was it?
Almost 30 years later.
Yeah.
How good was it?
As a side note, I read an interview that apparently Michael Keaton on the set of Spider-Man Homecoming just kept quoting Batman lines. And it was supposedly really hilarious the whole time. He was just quoting Batman lines, which is really funny.
David Codd is not a fan of Pacific Rim.
Okay.
Sorry that you have bad taste, David. I'm sorry, that was
this the best Q1 for games ever? Man, we have had some really good Q1.
Yeah.
Really good games, rather.
Man, how's it going? Anyway, another thing that we did, I don't know if you tuned in, if you saw a few weeks ago. I don't know if anyone watched it, but
it was really good, and I meant to promote it, and I forgot.
Uploaded a video that was a minute-and-a-half review of Iron Fist, the
Seriously
show.
good. Go watch it after this. It's really good.
Look at it. It's a very quick, no-spoiler review of the show.
It's all you need to see, despite the fact that you trash one of the best shows on TV, but you haven't finished it this season, so...
So, we need more ideas about other shows that you guys want to see us do.
Minute-and-a-half review.
Minute-and-a-half review of.
Just bing, bang, boom.
Bing, bang, boom, real quick, whether you should watch it or not. And, of course, it was a very lighthearted ribbing of the show because
Bing,
there's
bang,
a lot
boom.
to make fun of.
Step
in
into the room. Everything went boom, making me zoom. Want to go to the club, want to go party, want to get kind of there, but I'm going to be tardy because I drank too much Dr. Pepper. 6 cans too much for any human being. Nothing wrong with being except for seeing the C's, the B's. Everything want to be me. See, everywhere we go. Everybody want to stop and start the show. This is the last live show you'll ever see because we're going to be canceled because YouTube be kind of crazy. They copyright infringement on us. One of us. Russ. Gus. Malzone.
Wow.
Athletics.
I mean, you went strong for a while. And
Yeah,
then you,
I just lost
Then you
it.
went and made a college football reference that you were not prepared to back up.
I couldn't tell you anything about Gus Malzone except he's terrible and I'm glad he got fired.
Some suggestions here. James Abear has mentioned Spawn. I made a pact with myself after watching it as a kid.
Made a pact with the devil.
I made a pact with the devil that I
Spawn.
would never watch Spawn again. But we have some good suggestions. Scott, of course, knows how much I detest Riverdale and wants me to do a Riverdale review.
Yeah, that's it. It's on Netflix. I need to finish it. I got behind.
Zach wants me to review Walking Dead. I will. I will absolutely review Walking Dead.
I want you to do...
Give me a piece of paper. I'm going to write...
I want you to do review of The Talking Dead. I want you to review every episode of The Talking Dead, which is, of course, the show about The Walking Dead. That's what I want to see.
Wow.
Yeah, so these are some good Sports Center reviews. Steven Universe. I've heard really great things about Steven Universe, actually. That and Rick and Morty. Never seen either.
Oh, yeah.
Both are on my list to check out.
Yeah, Rick and Morty. Really enjoy Rick and Morty. It's hard to describe.
Yeah,
it's really hard to
me.
describe, but it almost is sort of in the same way that One Punch Man is kind of satirical of anime superhero stuff. Rick and Morty is satirical of a lot of cartoons.
Okay.
And it kind of pokes fun at, obviously it pokes fun at Back to the Future and kind of how the characters are designed in a sort of way.
Okay.
But it also just pokes fun of everything.
Okay, it's cool.
It's so weird.
It is on my
It's so wonderful.
my thing.
But yeah, there's some good suggestions here. American Gods, I'm very interested to see how American
me
Gods
too.
turns out. Have you ever read the book?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't read books.
I haven't read that one either. It's actually one of my fiance's favorites.
Have you ever read it, Toby? That's what I was thinking too. Appreciate it.
Carlos is throwing down some Howard the Duck.
Wow.
I'm all about it.
I'm
in.
totally in to review Howard the
We
Duck.
should definitely go back and review Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Wow, what a great movie.
Which leads me naturally, based on who stars in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, leads me
Dick
to
Tracy. Oh.
Super Mario Brothers the movie.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Actually, that breaks all of
Super
our
Mario
criteria.
Brothers.
Anyway, TV shows, movies you want us to go over. This is the summer of movies, but I also want to do as many TV reviews as we possibly
and you guys can expect a top 5 coolest costume to Spider-Man video any day now.
Boy, I really forgot
Keep
that.
hope alive.
I even forgot that you had talked about making that video.
Keep hope alive.
Whoops. All right. Tyler, why don't you go ahead and start scrolling through the comments to see if you can find who you think is the comment of the night. And the winner of a gift card.
Okay.
We normally give gift cards away to instocktrades.com, but if you happen to live outside of the continental United States, I cannot talk tonight.
The runner-up
really
comment is Carlos being impressed that I could rap. Dude, you ain't heard nothing. I could drop beats for days.
You need to join us, Carlos, on one of our gaming streaming nights.
Yeah.
We've done 1.5 of them. I say 1.5 because the last time Tyler did it this past weekend, he forgot to start the Twitch stream.
I did, but I did do the gaming section.
But you did play a lot of games.
I did play the games. Yeah, dude, so that's the runner-up comment, Carlos.
All right.
That was a really good one.
Yeah.
But I gotta say...
Well, take your time for a second.
No, I know.
All right, well, I was going to say something.
Okay, you say some stuff. And
Well,
then
I was just gonna say-
and then we'll close the video.
Okay.
That's how it always goes.
Yep. So I was going to take just a moment. I think it's important because of kind of the nature of why we make videos, and we try to promote generosity, we try to promote that sort of thing. I think it's important that we take a moment to address and pay respect to Zack Snyder and the tragedy that he is having to go through with his family right now. Of course, the news broke out that a couple months ago, in March, his daughter committed suicide, which is just an incredibly dark thing. And I don't know how many of you have been touched by something like that in your lives. I had a dear friend take her own life in December, and having to deal with that. I had a friend years ago I used to work with that did the same, and so it's a serious matter, obviously, and we can't really imagine what Snyder and his family are going through, but we know that obviously our support and our prayers go out to him and his family, and we hope that they can heal as best they can through something like this. And as well, like, it's a serious matter, and it's something I think a lot of us struggle with. I know I've struggled a lot with depression in my life, and I'm very open about that. So it's not like I'm really bringing the show to a really serious tone, for no reason. I've talked a lot about it, and it's something that it should not be treated lightly. And it's something that, if you're dealing with dark stuff in your life right now, I mean, find someone to talk to, just someone at all that you can open up to about this sort of thing. Whether it's just a close friend, whether it's professional help, anything at all. Because there's beauty to be found just in the fact that, like, life goes on, like the world keeps spinning, good or bad. Even in bad situations, there's beauty to be found that even if I'm having the worst time in my life, I can go to sleep and wake up tomorrow and everything's still going, and there's another chance for a better day.
And it may not seem like talking to someone would help. You might think that's really stupid, but it really does.
Yeah.
Like, it actually really does make a difference.
Yeah. The last really severe, bout that I had with depression, I mean, what got me through that was having friends around that I could just spill everything onto, and they just, were able to sit there with me in that. Find those people in your lives, hold them close, because, you never know when they're going to need the same out of you, which is very important. So, serious tone, for just a moment.
Yeah, just a brief moment.
A fun and goofy episode. Tone. But we say that also because we love doing this with you guys. We love interacting with you guys, and we hope all of you are doing well. Guys. We care. We actually do. And that's why we want to give a gift card away.
That's right. And the winner is, of course, Zach Adams.
You said it at the beginning of the episode.
I told you. I said Zach's going to win. And he dropped he pretty much said all of the animes that we wanted to talk about.
He did.
He said the 3 of the 4 that we wanted to talk about before we said it. So, kudos to you, Zach.
He did have one comment, and I'm trying to see if I can remember exactly what it was that I thought was really funny. But it's going to take me a moment to find it.
Okay. Well, while you're looking at that, I'm going to do a plug.
Please do.
2 plugs this week. I'll do one plug for Joseph because I know what he would plug, and I'll plug it for him. The first is Injustice 2. If you like fighting games at all, go buy it immediately, especially if you're into RPGs. It's a fighting game with RPG elements. So each fighter levels up. You have gear that you get. You have stats, abilities. So fun. Seriously. They made it very compelling also. In solo play, I'm the type of guy who only likes to play multiplayer in games, but the solo play is really good. Go buy it. You will not be sad. Secondly, to plug Joseph's thing, which is my plug as well, but I'll give you credit for it, even though I think I found it first, technically. John Rubin, one of our favorite artists of all time, a phenomenal rapper, just dropped his first album in 7 years.
7 years.
So good.
It's called Rubonic. You can find it just about anywhere that you would listen to music.
Yeah,
Spotify,
I listen to it on
iTunes,
Spotify.
Yeah, I listen to it on Spotify.
It's so good.
It's very good. John Rubin, full disclaimer, John Rubin's a Christian rapper. And he took time off, and we're talking about, personal issues and everything. He took time off those 7 years because he kind of seemed to be a little disillusioned with everything. And so this album he's come out with is... it's just honest, and it's
so
raw,
honest.
and it's wonderful.
So good. And yeah, it's really fantastic.
You're
you
absolutely
will
right.
not be sad if you watch yourself listening to it.
Put
Film
up a
yourself or get in a mirror.
Live video reaction.
Yeah.
Post it on YouTube. No.
Boom.
But yeah, so yeah, Johnny Rubin. and be Rubonic is the one to go to right there.
My main in Injustice is Supergirl, but I have gotten Blue Beetle to 20, and I'm working on Darkseid and Batman, and before the night's over, hopefully Flash.
Sarah Chastain says she doesn't have any systems except Nintendo. I hope that she's talking about an NES. Sarah, if the only system you own is an NES, please let us know.
That would be amazing.
I'm touched by that. I'm honored by that you would still have that. You're my new hero. Congratulations again to Zach. Someone brought up, of course. It was Carlos. Hey, Carlos, you're a saint.
What's up, Carlos?
Brought up, of course, everyone that is going through recovery from what happened in Manchester, England.
Yeah, gosh.
Another heartbreaking situation.
It's been a rough week for
a
lot of people.
Sir Roger Moore passed away.
Really?
Today. Yeah. So our
Man.
prayers to his family as well. But it is a dark world. We hope that you guys can leave here and be encouraged to just live a generous life. Mm-hmm. There are people that are hurting. I see Toby offering up help. Anyone that wants to talk about anything, hit him up on Facebook.
Yeah.
I love seeing that. You're the man, Toby. But yeah, be generous to other people.
Yeah, and we'll
be kind to other people.
We'll be back pretty soon. See you guys tomorrow night.
Join us tomorrow night for
and possibly Daisha and Zach.
Sure.
We'll see.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my friend Scott lives around here. He can come too.
I mean, we're just gonna have a big old
everybody just show up for dinner tomorrow night.
Yeah. So this episode went.
I think that's
about as bad as.